Hello everyone and welcome to Video Games. On this episode, we're taking a look at NBA 2K18 and kind of what I've been able to take from it in terms of the involvement of story in sports games. The NBA 2K series of games has always been kind of a leader in establishing story in their single-player, my-player mode. The other major sports franchises have kind of taken suit with this, with the exception of NHL. FIFA has a bit of a story mode, even Madden has a bit of a story mode in their single-player career mode now. And while I totally respect the effort here and appreciate that this is trying to add something new and spice things up into the sports game scene, which, believe me, I appreciate the innovation, please do not stop, but it just doesn't fit with this type of gameplay. Having a My Player mode or a Be a Pro mode or a career mode where you play as a single player means that you create that type of player. You pick their stats, their skills, how they play. You're playing all the games. You influence directly what your character does and how they develop. When you shove in a story to that character and make every single player character fit that story, it totally counteracts the idea of emergent story as players discovering their own player's journey through their career. Instead, they just tell you, hey, this is what your guy acts like, sounds like, plays like, and looks like. In my memory, NBA 2K15 did this pretty well. You had your player doing press conferences, you had little minor scenes with your agent, just to spice things up, give you little breaks between games, kind of incentivizing you. They give you more XP that you can use to increase your skills by getting shoe deals and discussing things like that, which was fun and broke up the basic gameplay. But what it's kind of devolved to is this kind of big overarching story mode that you're trying to unlock for your character, where there's cutscenes, tons of characters, and like development and story arcs and just pointless stuff. I forget the year that NBA did the Spike Lee joint. I think it was 2K17 maybe 2K16, where you play as your character. You've got a twin sister and you're part of the family, and then you've got this girlfriend who's always bugging you and the agent. It's just this whole kind of story that evolves over your first year through the league, and the whole time it's just like, what is the frickin' point of this? At least in NBA 2K18, your interactions in the story actually have some, and it's rare, but have some impact on kind of your gameplay and experience. You have some cutscenes with your agent and where you discuss shoe deals and other things like that that will change the amount of VC points that you earn to add to your character depending on your choices. Okay, there's some influence there. But before and after each game, there are tons of cutscenes featuring you and your buddy Shammy on the team, and a bunch of other minor characters like Boo Boo and the other stats guy and the broom mop guy, where you're joking around and having a good time with these guys, where it's like, what? I don't care. Not only do I not care, but they are telling you how your character acts and behaves in these situations. I made my guy a 6'10" small forward, so he's huge white guy. And then, in the scenes, I'm like being towered over by Jonas Valanciunas, who's like looking like he's 6 inches taller than me. When it's like, dude, I'm 6'10". Because they expect everybody to make a frickin' point guard and be the same height as Shammy Wells so that you guys are chatting and being bro. When it's like, maybe I don't even like Shammy. Maybe I think he's a dick and I don't want to hang out with him. Which is true. That's how I feel. But no, my character always, and then in the cutscenes in the game where you're getting like, oh yeah, we interviewed your character. And it's like, oh yeah, Shammy's been a real influence on me, positive. Shammy's a dick. I don't like him. Maybe some of you do, but we don't get that choice. The reason why I'm getting so frustrated with this is because it'd be one thing if the story was irrelevant and you could just not care and dismiss it, but these cutscenes are not skippable. They are shoved down your fucking throat. Why can't I skip these cutscenes? Like, you're gonna tell me who my guy is, what he acts like, oh, that he was an amateur DJ, and then he comes in and starts playing basketball and is all of a sudden really good. Now he's Rookie of the Year, MVP. Oh, great, it's all special. He's buddy with Shammy Wells, and who the hell is this boo-boo guy and your agent? And who's this friend B Fresh? Like, she's ridiculous. I just want to say, get the hell out of here, but I can't because, oh no, she's my best friend. Like, why do I care? Oh, but I can't skip them either? What the heck? Alright, I know I've been kind of complaining a little bit about the story mode in NBA 2K18, but for real, these story modes are good innovations, but I wish I would see them do it a little bit more smartly and integrate these things into gameplay so that players can actually invest themselves and who they want their character to be into what the story plays out as. They put a ton of effort into the amount of cutscenes in NBA 2K18. There are a lot of them. I haven't seen a single repeat yet, and I've probably put about 40 or 50 hours into the game, and I haven't seen a repeat cutscene yet, and they happen before and after every game, which is impressive. But instead of all that depth in a single storyline with a single character, why not let me have choices that actually influence what happens? Maybe if I'm a huge dick to my teammates, they hate me and I get traded or sent down. Or maybe if I'm really nice, coach gives me less minutes because he knows I'm going to be a team player guy. That actually impacts the gameplay based on my story choices. Otherwise, you're just shoving pointless story down people's throats for no reason. NHL played with this a little bit in NHL 14. You could have minor decisions that would pop up every now and then. It was like, go party with your teammates, or like go study, or go work out, or just relax, or whatever. You could choose between 4 things, and those impacted a couple stats that would actually have consequences. I decided one time to go out and party with my teammates, and we got drunk and were embarrassed, and so coach sent me back down to the minors. What the hell? Yeah, it was frustrating at the time, but I made a decision that had actual consequences to my gameplay, which is what makes stories way more compelling than just being told this kind of generic story about somebody who you don't even care about in a game that is very much about a personalized experience. In NBA 2K18, it is very clear that your decisions and choices don't really mean anything. There's no clear indication of stats like your team, like there's your team chemistry, but there's no clear indication that based on what you say in press conferences and interviews that it actually impacts that at all. I can't seem to figure it out. So my hope for the sports game genre is that when they're telling these stories, we can let the players tell their own stories. I don't mind if you give me these characters, create them, have them voice acted, whatever, that's awesome. Put in the work and it's very appreciated. But give me the option to actually influence my actual gameplay outcomes in the story scenes. Otherwise, don't show them to me at all. Give me the option to tell Be Fresh, my friend in NBA 2K18, to beat it. I don't want to be friends anymore. And maybe that impacts me in some way. I don't know, just brainstorming here, but the way it is right now, it's just it's filler of cutscenes that just extend your gameplay time for no reason. Now, I know I've come down a lot on NBA 2K18 story mode and some of the other story modes, but it is a really promising game, and it's a mode that I'll continue to return back to in spite of this, because the progression is so good, and even the story stuff breaks things up a little bit and does serve its purpose. But it is a great game, and I do recommend going to check it out if you haven't already. Well, that's about all I've got to say about NBA 2K18. I got to thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoy these types of episodes. I definitely feel like I'm able to learn some stuff about story and how to develop things, and hopefully you guys did too. But thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you next time on Video Games, eh?